Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today in this video, we're going to be replacing the front and rear shocks on this Traxxas Bandit. So let's get started. Okay, so basically the reason why we're replacing the front and rear shocks is these are the standard shocks that came with the Bandit, and we've had this for almost a year now, and these rear shocks aren't in the best of shape, as you can see. So I'm going to lift it up, and then I'm just going to let it go, and it sinks pretty bad. If I give it a little bit of a finger push, goes right to there, and if you notice, there's no recoil. It stays down. So we need to replace the rear and the front shocks. So let's dig into it. Okay, so tools we're going to be using. So our Bandit has Phillips screws, so we're just going to be using a precision screwdriver kit with a Phillips bit. We're also going to need our Traxxas wheel nut wrench, because to get at these shocks, it's a little easier if you take off the wheels. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the body. Ours is held on by some Velcro strips. It comes right off. Next, our battery is still connected, so we're going to want to remove that. Alright, so to make it a little easier, we're going to replace the two front shocks first, just because they're easier to get at. So, we take our precision screwdriver kit, remember, with the Phillips bit. And all you got to do is just unscrew these two top holes first. Now just a quick note, you kind of notice this screw and the bottom shock screw and the top shock screw are a little bit different. So just make sure you put the right screw back in the right location. So here's our first shock. Not too bad, but we're just going to replace all of them. There's a little bit of oil, if you noticed, on the side right here. So this one actually is leaking a little bit. So we're just going to want to make sure that we don't get any oil on the table that you're working on or clothes, because this oil is a little bit harder to get off. So we're going to set this aside. Then we're going to remove the other one. It should just come free. So same concept with this one. This one doesn't look like it's leaking too bad, but still we want to make sure we replace all of them. It's better to replace all at the same time, just because then you know you have a full set of brand new shocks. Now that we've removed the fronts, what we're going to do is turn around and go to the rear. So now you grab your Traxxas tire wrench, like I mentioned before, and you just unscrew your tires. So this is kind of what you're looking at. You noticed it's two Phillips screws as well, so we're just going to take those off. So I'm going to take the bottom one off first, just because it might be a little bit easier. Same thing, same concept, Phillips screw. Now we'll work on the top. And that shock is free. Set the screw aside, and set this shock aside as well. Just a real quick note, as you can kind of tell, if you can't see really, I'll pull up the spring here, but if you notice, that shock is bent. So that's no good to have if you're on the racetrack or you're just bashing around. You don't want bent shocks, because that can lead to more problems down the road. So that's why, another reason why we're replacing them today. So let's do the other side. Now the other side's kind of the same concept, so I'm just going to quickly take off the wheel and take off this shock, and then I'll join you back in the rest of the video when we put the new shocks on. As you can see, we now have the two rear shocks installed. We also put our tires back on, and that's basically it. So this is what your finished product should look like. I really like these new shocks. The red springs add a nice accent to this Bandit. On a side note, we just got a 3D printer, and we just started 3D printing various different prototype parts for our Bandits, our Slash, and possibly our upcoming Defenders. So we're looking forward to trying different styles out in the future. Also, a side note, we did mention back in last fall that we were going to start an Emax build. We are going to start that up here very quickly, probably I'd say within a month or two of this video. So look forward to videos on that. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope this how-to video helped you out. It's a pretty simple procedure, but we're always happy to help. If you want to see anything else, let us know in the comment section below. Take care.